For the next 24 hours, we're going to be surviving on a remote rainforest island deep in the top end of Australia, filled with some of the world's most venomous snakes. Take a look at that next to my arm right there.
In the last series that we filmed for this channel, we spent 7 days on Snake Island. It was really tough and we didn't know how we were going to top that, but we spent several weeks planning and doing research, and we think we found another island.
It's crazy to think that there's snakes out here in this forest that are as big as this. So we set out on a 2,000-kilometer journey to a remote rainforest island surrounded by water, crocodiles, deadly snakes, and other animals that have never seen people before. But first we need to get there, so it's a big hike through the bush to actually get to this island. We've bought no food, water, or shelter. We're going to be staying here for the next 24 hours.
Let's go. So what animals are you hoping to find while we're out here?
So all across this country are rainforest islands surrounded by creeks. The special thing about this place in particular is that it holds the jewel of the rainforest. A species of snake unlike any other here in this country, and it'd have to be one of the most beautiful snakes that I've ever found in my life, the green tree python. But the thing is, they're not an easy snake to track down.
But you've seen them before.
I've seen them before in a rainforest close by to this one, which means they should be here on this island. If we find one, it means that this snake's never seen humans in its life. But they're a nocturnal species of snake. They come out after dark, so hopefully later on tonight, we'll go on a big night walk exploring this island, and we might be able to track one down. Let's keep going. And that right there should be the start of the island. So the thing about this creek that flows all around this place is actually home to the biggest species of crocodile on earth, the saltwater croc. Now we were just up in Cape York for the past few days filming these crocodiles, and we tracked down the biggest croc that I've ever seen in my life out there in the wild. Check it out. Is that him sitting all the way up there?
I think that's him.
He is massive. That is a genuine 5-meter crocodile sitting on the bank there.
Yeah, look at the girl. Look how much smaller she looks. She's a 2.5, 3-meter croc, you know. And then you just see the size difference between him. He's massive.
And he'd be fighting other males, but he'd never have a go at her?
Oh, I wouldn't say never. I mean, they're very aggressive and competitive with each other as a species. And if she got too close to him, then, you know, he might have a go at her.
And this croc, real good condition. He's been eaten really well, and you can tell that because of his big jowls on the side of his head.
Yeah, he's in great condition. Big jowls. He's got plenty of fat deposit around his tail there. He's quite wide around the belly, so he's been eating feral pigs or big barra in here, or even other crocodiles potentially.
And he's got a massive head on him. Like,
yeah.
That's a huge head.
Oh, he'd probably swallow us whole. So a crocodile that size would be biting down with anywhere between 4,000 to 5,000 pounds per square inch. So we bite down to about 100 psi. Lions and tigers are like 1,000. Big croc like that, 4,000 to 5,000. That's consistently again and again and again. So he just bites you, don't let go, and you're not going to outfight a 600 kilo crocodile.
Yeah.
He'll just take you down and drown you. And it's all over, Red Rover.
The rainforest is dense and it's really humid today.
Hot up here, yeah.
I'm really wanting to rinse off a little bit, but I know that we have to look out for the crocs here.
I mean, big crocs could inhabit these shallow streams, and I'm actually keen to eye shine this place later on tonight to see if there's any crocs that are going to be living on this island with us. Generally, they'll stick to the deeper pools, but I wouldn't doubt if this creek gets a little bit deeper around the other side. We should go check it out.
I think I have an ant in my pants.
So you might have noticed in a lot of my previous adventures searching for snakes all across the planet, I've actually been wearing this necklace right here. When I was over in the jungles of Kalimantan working with giant king cobras, I was wearing this pendant. And all the way into the outback of Australia searching for the world's most venomous snake, the inland taipan, I was wearing it as well. But ever since I started posting videos going to Snake Island here in Australia, I got so many comments, people asking me where they could actually get one themselves. And since Christmas is coming up, I thought I'd do a very limited drop of these snake necklaces right here. So I tied up all the pendants into necklaces myself, and they're now available on my website. So if you want to support my adventures in nature, you want to help us keep coming out to beautiful places like this and documenting it for all of you, the link is not only in the description, but pinned in the top comment down below as well. It would truly mean a lot if you supported the channel in that way. Let's step foot onto this island filled with deadly creatures. This is where we're going to be surviving overnight for the next 24 hours. So the snake that we're looking for, the snake that we came out to this island to find, at this time of day be sitting way up in the canopy and be almost impossible to spot them in this lighting. But luckily enough for us, on hot nights these snakes will venture down from the canopies just on dusk and hunt about a foot off the floor. And when they're sitting down on the floor next to all this leaf litter, if you shine a torch on them, you can't miss them.
There's one right there. Gotcha. You're insane.
So if there are crocs in here, we're gonna find them after dark because they have what's called taped-in lucidiums. It's basically like a pair of goggles that goes over their eyes, but it reflects light back to you. So if you shine a torch at it, there'll be two giant glowing red eyes shining right back at you. So if there are crocodiles living in this creek, we are 100% gonna find them later on tonight.
We're staying in the shallows if we don't find them in the daytime.
Yeah, we're staying in the shallows today for sure. Because these saltwater crocs, or freshwater crocs, but salties being the more dangerous of the two, can stay submerged for hours underwater. They're masters at hunting. They've lived on this planet for hundreds of millions of years.
Masters of breath control.
Yeah, whim crocs. There'll be like a few people who understand that. But yeah, in the past week we've survived the most densely populated river with big crocodiles, so we cannot get eaten out here.
No, not when we made it this far.
Yeah.
And we made it. Snake Island.
This is where we're staying
So
for the next
camp.
7 days. So I visited this place and survived out here by myself about 12 months ago. But where we've hiked to at the moment is truly remote. There's no reason for people to come out here. It's an easy place to get lost, which is why we're only surviving here for 24 hours. And last time I was out here exploring these rainforests, I found the biggest species of snake that lives here in Australia. Check it out. Take a look at the size of that snake. That is a scrub python, and that is the longest snake in Australia. But yeah, you can see the size of him. Take a look at that next to my arm right there. It's amazing to see this creature up close. You wouldn't want to get whacked by a python of this size. So these amethystine pythons can get a lot bigger than this. Believe it or not, this is about a 4-meter snake. And not only can they get up to 5 or 6 meters long, but when they get to that size, they're really fat. And they'd be taking down animals such as wallabies. Mate, that would be so crazy seeing a big amethystine python take down a wallaby all the way out here. But what I'm really keen for is in a minute, I reckon right now, we'll actually see this python climbing. Take a look at this. So what he'll do is he'll wrap these coils up around the tree and propel himself up. Take a look at him. Wow, you can see that shimmer and the reason why they get that name amethystine python. He's going after this, mate. Coil after coil. So the main difference between the two islands is obviously the species that live here. You know, we haven't seen any wild dogs yet, although they would live here on this island. But what we have seen is something even scarier and more likely to defend themselves, and that's wild pigs.
And these are all pig tracks down here. This is some of the ground that they've dug up, and actually it smells pretty
so
bad. When the wind blows, it picks up this scent. It smells like something is actually decaying in this area. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the pigs were around, so we got to keep an eye out.
This is a bit of a deeper section of creek. There's some deeper pools just up that way. And this place right here is where the crocs should be sitting tonight. A lot better habitat than that shallow stream we were walking through earlier. Ugh.
Well, we've managed to escape whatever that awful smell was, but we are getting eaten alive by mozzies. We haven't escaped that yet.
That's the other difference between the two islands. So many more mozzies here because it's a tropical rainforest.
The humidity is intense.
Have you been getting bitten badly?
Yeah, definitely through the pants. I think I need to check if one has gotten me a couple of times.
Oh my god, that's more than a couple.
Oh, that's gonna hurt tonight.
Let's keep walking and find a safe place to set up camp. We've just walked into this really thick section of forest and have a go at these trees.
Whoa, they look ancient.
Wow.
And when you see a body of a tree like this, you can only imagine how complex the root system would be that we're not looking at. Wow.
They're definitely all beneath the surface talking to each other.
Yeah, no doubt. Beautiful.
I think this is camp for the night over here on this remote island. Feels pretty safe camping around these ancient trees in this beautiful section of forest. You happy with this camp?
Yeah, I don't see any green ants around or leeches, so I feel pretty good about staying here tonight.
Yeah. But what we're gonna do now is conserve energy, wait for it to get dark, head out into this forest and the creeks surrounding it and try track down some deadly species. Maybe some butterflies for you as well. It's funny, we come out here to film a Snake Island video and where we decide to set up camp for the night, these vines look identical to snakes. And this, sitting on the floor right here, it's crazy to think that there's snakes out here in this forest that are as big as this.
Great. I just don't want a repeat of Snake Island last time when a carpet python came through camp, but
Yeah.
this time it's a scrub python that big.
Yeah. One thing that we kind of underestimated is how many mozzies and bugs are on this island and they're attracted to the light. This guy doesn't mind whatsoever.
The bugs.
The bugs. Oh my god. How crazy were those kingfishers
They
though?
were so beautiful.
They're seriously
Let's get out of here.
two of the most beautiful birds I've ever seen.
I can't even open my mouth right now. We're seeing lots of animals already. We're planning to be out here for a while, hoping to find one particular species of snake, but we'll see if we can find more than one. That would be so cool. This murky water.
Yeah, this is about the deepest pool that we'll walk next to. And the only reason we're going through it is because I can see that there's no crocodiles in it. Now, we're looking up in the canopy above us for these snakes. We're looking about a foot off the floor, which is where they should be sitting and hunting at this time of day. We're also looking in the water because we're not sure what other species of snakes live here. There's an aquatic species of snake that lives in the top end of Australia called the Araphurophile snake. Seriously, one of the most amazing snakes that I've ever laid my eyes on. We were lucky enough to do so a few days ago while exploring a crocodile-infested creek similar to this one. This is the species that we were looking for. Now we're walking up this little river and it's a river that's filled with crocodiles. Salties and freshies both inhabit this freshwater stream, but this is the species that we were targeting tonight. It's the Araphurophile snake. And it's an aquatic species of snake that lives here in the top end of Australia. And the really cool thing about this species is it's out here feeding on not only fish, which is what their diet primarily consists of, but young crocodiles as well are also on the menu. And you can see him flicking his tongue out underwater right now, so crazy. Right, we're looking for the jewel of the rainforest. This is a species that is bright green, and when you shine your torch on it, you can't mistake it. That was until I shone my torch on this thing right here. It is the exact same color, and I reckon Juliet might like this one as much as the snake that we're hopefully gonna find later on.
This is one of the most chill animals I've ever been close to. He seems completely unbothered with my presence.
Yeah. What he's out here doing right now is the exact same thing as the green tree python's eye. He's hunting.
Well, we found a species that is the right color. We're gonna keep looking for our target species, and I'm gonna get away from all these spiders. Look at that.
We got one.
We finally got one.
We've been searching all night.
For hours.
And look at that snake right there.
Beautiful.
The green tree python. This snake that's sitting right between us right here on this island in the middle of the rainforest is one of the most beautiful species of snakes on earth. And I feel so blessed every time that I come out here and find these animals because it's not an easy thing to do. During the daytime, it's almost impossible to find this snake, but at night they'll venture down and they'll go hunting, and that's exactly what this guy would be doing sitting in this tree right here. They're loaded up in that S position, the strike position, about 30 centimeters off the forest floor, waiting for something like a little rat to run past. And after your big day of filming, mate, I really hope you catch a rat to eat tonight. He would have done it a lot of times throughout his life to get to this size. This snake could be well over a decade old.
Pretty amazing animal. Wow. Feel so lucky to be here with him right now.
And they're unlike any other species of snake, but python in particular, that live here in Australia. That bright green color which blends in with their surroundings. You can see how much it stands out when a torch is shined on it in foliage like this. Come around here. And to locate an island, a rainforest island, all the way out here, and think that there was a chance that this snake could be living on it, I think it's pretty amazing that we tracked one down in this 24-hour challenge. And this is the first one that you've ever seen in the wild, Juliet.
Very first one. He's so beautiful, and look at the shape of his body. Looking for him all night, it's like dizzying, just looking through all the foliage, all the leaves. And then it really is easy to spot them once you know what you're looking for, but I'm a little bit he's looking at me in a concerning way.
Can you see him poking his head out behind us right there?
He might just walk across your shoulder.
That is so cool. The amazing thing about them is they're not actually born this color, this bright green color. The babies of this species, or this big girl's offspring, would actually be a bright yellow color, sometimes even bright red, and they'll slowly lose that in order to help themselves camouflage in a forest like this.
So this guy's main predators out here on this island would be birds of prey and potentially even crocodiles that inhabit this area. If he were to venture across the creek that we're standing nearby right now, he could definitely be on the menu.
We've got one of the coolest snakes on earth sitting about 2 feet from my face. We've got a river behind us filled with the world's biggest crocodile, these saltwater crocodiles that we might even be able to track down on the walk back to camp.
I think we can call it a night.
Yeah, let's head back to camp.
We're headed back to camp and we found a second green tree python, smaller than the last one. He must be a bit younger.
But just as beautiful. Look at that snake. So we've been focusing on exploring the creeks for most of the night, but as soon as we step foot up from the creek and start heading back towards camp, we found another one of these green tree pythons, which proves that there's a lot of them living over here. Yeah, wow, Snake Island here in North Queensland. Let's head back to camp. All right, so we've made it back to where we're gonna sleep tonight. It's been a really big day of walking, but it's so cool to see this rainforest come alive at night.
It really does come alive at night. Everything is so loud.
What?
I shouldn't have picked up that grasshopper. I'm gonna have nightmares about that grasshopper biting me.
Did you think that they just didn't bite?
I thought he would just like sit there. Was it a cricket or a grasshopper? It was a grasshopper.
It was a cricket.
It was a cricket.
Just before we started filming, Juliet picked up a cricket and got bitten by it.
They bit me.
Yeah, they bite.
They bite?
Yeah.
Do they? It was like light pink. I was like, wow, what a beautiful bug. And I picked him up and he bit me right on the finger.
Yeah.
And now I'm gonna think about it like forever. That his little tiny Do they have teeth? I don't want to think of bugs with teeth.
They have teeth exactly like ours.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to sleep, wake up tomorrow morning, and we would have completed this 24-hour challenge. It's been a big day of walking around, but I feel safe in this canopy with these ancient trees around us right now.
Yeah, we'll be nice and tucked away behind that huge tree, and we'll have a good sleep.
See you in the morning. Day 2 out here on Snake Island. 24 hours over here exploring this place, and we found pretty much every species that we were targeting while we were here on this adventure.
So lucky.
What was your highlight?
My highlight was the green tree frog.
The frog.
Yeah. When he was sitting like this with his toes like.
Yeah. No, that was cool. And once we found that bright green animal, I was like, we have to find the green tree python, which was my highlight by far. But yeah, we really appreciate you watching these adventures. Another video out here on Snake Island. I really hope you enjoyed this one. So cool to find different species of snakes in this cool series. So we got to hike out of this place and then drive 2,000 kilometers back home. If you want to support the channel, please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you all next week in the next adventure.